And we're streaming. Should be streaming. Pretty sure. And there's the Comet. Yay, Comet. Do 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 do. Hey Dean, unfortunately I did not get a chance to capture it on the 11th, which it was next to Mars. We actually had cloudy skies here, unfortunately. And that's just the way it works here in this astrophotography kind of world, is we are dependent upon the weather. And that's what sucks the most. So I hope everybody's doing great out there. My name's Tyler. Thanks for tuning in. I'm one of the co-presenters here on Astroworkz. We are doing the live stacking from my backyard of Comet 2022 E3 ZTF. This is actually my first time actually imaging the comet, as I have not had a chance to do it. We're actually using an IDAS light pollution filter, the third iteration, or D3 if you want to call it that. So yeah, that's all we're doing is just live stacking. If you guys want to suggest any other targets, we will go to wherever you want us to go. So again, just hang out, chat amongst yourself, ask questions, and then we'll go from there. How's that sound? How's it going, George? How you doing, buddy? I'm just imaging the Comet currently. That's all we're really doing. I'm using the IDAS LPS-D3. Just wanted to see how that was going to work out with, obviously, the Comet. And I wanted to save this picture because it looks pretty neat. We'll see how long it takes to do it. The internet out here is not the best. Oh, there it goes. So, yeah. So that's what I'm honestly currently doing. I want to sit on the Comet for a while until someone says to go somewhere else. That's what I'm going to mainly be doing. I got good results on the RGB Ultimate. Really? I'm going to have to look into that one and see the results that you got, good sir. I hope everybody is doing well. I know we only have two viewers here. Lord of mercy. See, it's got a nice tail. That's for sure. It would have been nice to get it on the 11th when it was close to Mars, but unfortunately, the skies would not cooperate here in Arkansas. That is the unfortunate part that we astrophotographers have to deal with on an everyday basis, which it is what it is. So if anybody wants me to go somewhere else, is tired of looking at the Comet, please don't hesitate to say something. It's not going to hurt my feelings any way, shape, or form. I am doing this for the viewers. And, you know, the beginning astrophotographers that are wanting to get into this hobby and kind of a little timid about it, you know. That's the whole point of the Astroworkz community. And to help beginners get started, understand the basics, whatever it may be, because we were all there at one point. You know, it's not the easiest hobby to get down pretty quickly. There's a big, humongous learning curve, and that, in my opinion, is what makes it the best. Any good hobby's got a real good learning curve, to be honest, but I honestly like this one the most. I don't have to worry about blades or anything from learning woodworking or any of that stuff. Oh, let's see here. How do I... Commodity moderation? Nope, that's not going to be it. What we learn and pass on will make the hobby a bit richer for those coming after us. Correct, George. That is completely correct. And that's, honestly, that's what makes this actual hobby great, is everybody's always going to learn, everybody's going to have a different opinion, and that's what makes it great. Nice view. Ray and Austin had a green Comet and Mars. Oh, Ray and Austin had the green Comet and Mars frame with the full frame and the Rasa. Wow, full frame. That's honestly impressive. I have not seen Ray's work in a while. I mean, to be honest, the last I checked into Ray was when he built that observatory, when he moved, I believe. Welcome, Carl. How are you doing today? Doing good. Yeah, I moved from North Dallas to Austin a few months ago. I'm in North Fort Worth. Ah, cool, Carl. I've actually been to Fort Worth a time or two, visiting some friends. In case nobody knows, I work for Explore Scientific, so I'm the only individual at Explore Scientific that does astrophotography, and I've traveled to dealers, and we have one in Fort Worth, and I had to put on an exhibit / PowerPoint presentation on DSLRs and astrophotography. When was that? Oh, it was definitely last year when I went to Fort Worth. I want to say it was around September or October, or it may have been August. Yeah, it was definitely last year, though. It was during the summer. I know that much, because it was hot. I gotta figure out how to turn slow-mo on or off. Did you hit this? I actually went by the stockyards. If I turn my camera, well, I don't want to turn my camera on, but I actually picked up a hat from, what was the place called? There was a place that you could get cowboy hats made. I picked up one from there. I cannot remember the life of me of where the hat company was. I'm terrible. My mind is always a blank. But no, I did pick up a hat from there, and I still can't remember the name. That's gonna bug me now. Now I'm gonna have to Google. Darn Google. It was the Best Hat Store. That's what it was. That's where I picked it up at. So there you go. Cool. Officially a Texan now. Agreed. Me and Kent, a coworker, we're actually going back this year. They put on a photo fest every year, and we're going back. We're going to take some big binoculars to look at the sun like we did last year when we went. So yeah, if you get a chance to come by, Google Fort Worth Camera Photo Fest and see when it is, and you can come by and say hi. Do. Now I gotta figure out slow-mo disengage. Let's see, settings, channel, permissions. No. Thanks for the view and have a great weekend. You're welcome, Carl. I appreciate you stopping by. I really do. And I hope you have a safe and wonderful weekend. I was going to do some AP work tonight on the M81 and the M82, but high clouds are rolling in. Yeah, George, we got some clouds that are supposed to roll in later this evening, so I figured I'd take the opportunity to do a quick live. Hey, Norm, how you doing, sir? How's it going? And David Samard, hi. For the IXOS 100, you gave instruction on to change the setting on the FTI cable. Do you have the same? You have to do the same for the Exos 2 PMZ8. David, if depending on which cable that you have, if you have the Y-ASCOM cable, you have to switch the signal in the FTDI chipset to the DTR. But if you've already done that, you should theoretically be good. Should. I'm going to drink some water, aka adult water. Thank you, Norm. If you guys want to go somewhere else, or if you want to see something else, right now I'm using the Starfield 90 millimeter. It's 430 millimeters of focal length because I have the reducer on there. If you guys want to check out the channel and look at the review that I gave, it's a great scope. It's sitting on the AM5 from ZWO, so my guiding is at 0.5, so I cannot complain any way, shape, or form. You're welcome, David. I appreciate it. And thank you, Blush and Balance. Thank you for stopping in. Can you show us Mars? I can show you Mars, but you're not going to see any detail. It's literally just going to look like a red spot. I mean, if you want to, I can. But again, you're not going to see anything. It's literally going to look like a star. So I will stop this one. I will go to here, here, here. I'm going to go to Mars. Do this. Go here. Come on. Come on, think quicker. Let's see. Go preview. Yes. Here. There it goes. So now we're slewing to Mars. Which scope and camera are you using tonight? George, I'm using the Starfield Optics 90mm gear series. It comes with a 0.8 reducer, which brings it down to 430mm of focal length. Native is a little after, but it's like 530 or more. The camera is the 2600 one-shot color with the IDAS light pollution filter, the D3. Since I'm not in a heavily light polluted area like you are, George, but I'm in a 6 to an 8. So, and that's Mars. There's not going to be much to it. There's really not. I'm going to try to focus real quick just to see if that helps. It's literally just a speck. If you wanted to see detail of Mars, unfortunately I do not have a telescope hooked up tonight to do that. So I'm going to do a quick manual focus if it will let me. We'll see. So I'm going to do a quick autofocus real quick and see if I can get it to show a little better, but more than likely probably not. I'll have to, once this is done, I'll have to adjust the balance on it, or brightness, and see if I can't get it to show, you know, some kind of detail, any way, shape, or form. The seeing's not too bad tonight, so maybe. Jellyfish probably be a good fit. Yeah, it honestly would be. And honestly, Norm, I've never shot the jellyfish. That is one target that I have never gone after, believe it or not. Right now we're doing a focus curve, and what you're seeing on the screen is just a little bit of lag. But I'm processing through the focus curve right now. Good old focus curves. I really need to understand focus curves, because to me, that looks fine. If you ask me my interpretation of this curve, don't have a clue. Not a clue, not a clue. You love the jellyfish, Norm? Yeah, I'm assuming it's an NGC object. Do you happen to know the NGC number? And I can slew to it. Alright, so we've achieved focus. We're going to do a half-second exposure and see what I get. Let's see what happens. Worst case scenario, it's crazy, or it's too bright. So I'm going to let it load up. Yep, even a half second's too bright, so we're going to go to 1. Yep. I mean, that's honestly what you're going to get. Blush and balance. Yeah, I know slow mode is on, Norm. I'm not intuitive enough to figure out how to get rid of it. I do apologize. I know how to do telescopes, but computer, not so much. At least YouTube, anyway. So we're getting a couple requests. So NGC 2022. Yeah. So I'm sorry, Blush. The less exposure I do, it's literally just going to be a blip in the sky. I need to get my bigger telescope out there to do planetary if I wanted to. Planetary Nebula in Orion. I don't know if I'll be able to see that either, but we're going to take a stab at it. So we're going to go to the catalog. We're going to go here. So we're going to check out NGC 2022. Let's see what happens. So we're going to slew to it real quick. It's close to the vicinity that I am. I hope I'm going to say this right. Almagar? Planetary will be pretty small, I believe. Yeah, you're probably right, Norm, but it doesn't hurt to... I've never seen it, so why the heck not? He mentioned it, and I'm fixing to... It's IC443 for the Jellyfish. And then IC443. I just want to see where it's at relative to where I'm at in the sky. Oh, perfect. Yeah, I should be able to get that nicely. So in case anybody is wondering, I am running Starfield Optics 90mm. It doesn't have a whole lot of focal length. Unless this is a wide field target, which most planetary nebulas are not, we may or may not see something. But at least we'll try it. We'll see what happens and go from there. Worst case scenario is we tried. So once it loads up, I have really slow internet. All my kids like to be on their electronics late at night. My two boys. Also worth a try, yeah? Exactly. It's always worth a try, Norm. That's the beauty part about this particular hobby. Hey, look, there it is. It's very teeny. It is teeny tiny, but by golly, she is there. So what we're going to do is we're going to do just a live stack. See what it comes up with at 60 seconds. What mount am I using? I'm using the AM5, David, from ZWO. So you probably won't see it, but once it comes up and it progresses a little bit more, I'll zoom in so everybody can kind of see what it looks like. Again, it's not going to be the best thing because this specific telescope is more designed the way I have it set up for wideband. Or not wideband, wide astrophotography. So wide field, so like a lobster claw, Orion's Nebula, and whatnot will be a good test of the revolution of the camera when you zoom in. Agreed. That's a good point you have, Norm. It really is. I mean, other than the fact that the lag is crazy between myself and the actual stream itself, which is nuts. But I mean, she's right in the middle. I mean, I can see it. I can definitely see it. I'm going to kind of zoom in on it. That way everybody can see it. It'll take it a minute for sure, but it'll definitely be there. It'll be right in the middle of the screen when it pops up for you guys. Again, don't expect gloriousness because it's literally going to be a small blip. Give it a couple minutes. I've zoomed in. I'm just stacking it now. So that's where we're at with it. And guys, don't forget to, if you're not a follower of the channel, don't forget to hit that like button, like and subscribe. Click the bell for notifications. We're always doing beginner tips with the ASI-AIR gear reviews or telescope reviews. We did one recently on the Explore Scientific's new focuser they just came out with. And if you haven't had a chance to check out that review, you need to, because that was something that I've been working on with Explore Scientific and Simon and I for a little over 18 months. So it definitely took a minute to get to that point. I did not realize how long it takes to develop something that everybody could use effectively. And yeah, it's took a while, that's for sure. All right, it's still there. It's going. I've zoomed it in on my screen, but I'm waiting for the live to catch up. I did not realize that it was that slow. Thanks, George. And I tried to. I asked a couple of people, mainly Simon and a couple other guys that I know, just what they would expect out of a new focuser from us at Explore Scientific. It's definitely was a long time coming for sure. So I'm hoping it takes off like it has so far, and I hope it continues to take off. Yeah, I zoomed a little bit. I haven't zoomed a whole lot. I'm going to zoom in a little closer. But yeah, that's Planetary Nebula, folks. It is tiny. Like I said before, if you're wanting to do Planetary Nebula, you got to have something with a lot of focal length. Now, when I say a lot, at least, I bet the 127 would look good on that one, to be honest. And that one's at 952 on focal length. I'm trying to think. Doug Struble uses the 165, and it's 910 on the 165. No, it's not 910. That's the 140. It's over 1,000, I think, on the 165. Yeah, George, your 165 would get it just fine, because that's what Doug uses, Doug Struble. And that's all he does is planetary nebulas, from what I've known and seen. So yeah, I'm going to give it a couple more minutes on this one. And then I'm going to jump over to the Jellyfish for Norm. I wish the internet was a lot quicker, because it'll happen a lot faster for me than it will for you. George, how are you liking the 165? I have not asked in a while. We have been very busy at work. Very, very busy. Alright, so I'm going to let that one load. As you can tell, even when I unzoom out, the full native focal length, it kind of looks like a star. Good. Glad you're happy with it. So I'm going to stop with this one. We're going to go to NGC, or not NGC, IC433. 433. I believe that was 43. Is it 433? Yeah, it's 443. My mistake. 443. Ah, the good. I've never done this one. Never imaged this one at all. Hopefully I don't have to mess with my guide. I bet I'm going to have to mess with calibration on guiding. Dagnabbit. That's fine. We'll see what the AM5 can actually do now. Excuse me. Alright, so we're confirming. Now it's going to load up the image. To turn off slow-mo, go to your account settings and select option playback quality. And then stand by, Norm. See if I can do that while streaming, though. That's going to be the fun part. I should be able to. And it helps if I can actually spell correctly, though. We'll go there, we'll go here, we'll go here, here. Yeah, it's not going to give me the manage. Do that. We'll have to fiddle with it. I can already see it. Nope, not that one. May knock you off into settings, but remember you can do it. Yeah, I may have to do it in the settings, which I don't want to end it. I mean, unfortunately, I wish I would have thought of that sooner, to be honest, but it's okay. It's okay. I don't think I may be able to see. We're going to do 60 seconds and see what we get here. I don't know with an IDAS filter if I'm going to see the jellyfish. I may have to swap out filters, believe it or not. Which, if you all wanted, we can actually try the tri-band LRGB from Antelope, if you wanted. Or we can just throw the L Ultimate in there. If you guys are kind of curious. If you guys are curious about the Hydrogen Alpha. But let me know. Let me know. I don't need that one. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to fix it in the end. Always pleased with you. Yeah. The RGB Ultras. Uh-oh. Oh. I'm calibrating guiding, so it's going to be a little wonky. So, I'm waiting for that to get done. I didn't think. I forgot I set up the ASI-AIR to do a calibration on the guiding. So, it was literally not happy with me at all. So I actually got a little bit of the nebulae, surprisingly, with the IDAS filter. Yeah, George, I like the filter and what it was able to do, to be honest. Welcome, guys. Thanks again who are just tuning in. My name is Tyler, and this is Astroworkz. Right now, we're just doing some live imaging from my backyard. Granted, what you're seeing on the screen is going to be completely different than what I'm looking at right now. We're going to do a suggestion from Norm Hughes, who's in the audience tonight. We're going to look at the Jellyfish Nebula. I've never shot the Jellyfish, so we're going to see how that looks and goes. Yeah, using the tri-band RGB. Yeah, it's nice, Norm. It really is. It's for an inexpensive filter that can give you the results for one-shot color is not too bad. You don't have to push the data to the extreme as far as exposure, unless you want to. You know, and it's. I cannot complain for the price point. I really can't. Even if I did, no one would care. But still, you can't complain. Yeah, it really is. I'm curious to see. And there it is. So I'm going to push it. We're going to do just live stacking. I think that's going to be the ticket, is to see what it looks like live stacked. And go from there. Yeah, it was very, very nice to see what Antilla or Antilla, however you want to pronounce it, was able to produce with such a reasonable price for filters, especially for what they're wanting to do. And that's the crazy part. I found slow mode. It has been disengaged. Found it. So right now we're going to do a live stack. In case no one knows how live stack works with the ASI-AIR, is it will continually just take pictures and just stack. And that's what it'll do. So we're just going to sit here and watch this jellyfish just develop right before our eyes. Yep. Everybody's laughing that I found slow mode. Yeah, slow mode. Yeah, I found it, boys. I found the slow mode. I'm sorry. Norm, are you out shooting tonight or no? I'm curious. Oh, goodness me. Oh, he just got home from work. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. I just got home, been imaging M81, wanted to get more data, work sucks. Yes, Norm, work does suck. But, unfortunately, adults have to do it. How else are we going to spend more money on this wonderful hobby? We have to work. I do have a full LRGB on it. Ooh, that's nice. It's cloudy here in the Northeast. Man, that stinks. It's supposed to cloud up later tonight here in Arkansas, and it's not how you technically pronounce Arkansas, but I just like being a unique one. But it's Arkansas, not Arkansas. And we can see the Development of the jellyfish slowly evolving right before our eyes. Granted, I know you guys can't see it, but it will happen. Tentacles are coming through slowly but surely. Yes, they are, Norm. Again, I'm just using a basic light pollution filter. If I threw in an L Ultimate or the Tri-Band Ultra, that thing would pop in a matter of seconds. So we'll just have to, we're just going to keep stacking. There's no rush. Astrophotography is the journey, not a rush. A test in patience. Yes. A humongous test in patience, Norm. A humongous test in patience. And I'm not much of a fisherman. But yeah. Yeah. Humongous test for sure. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. In case anybody's wondering what we're imaging, it is IC443, otherwise known as the Jellyfish Nebulae or Nebula, however you want to pronounce it. It is being shot with or captured with the Starfield Optics 90mm gear series with the 0.8 reducer, which brings it to a focal length of 430mm, which is nice and wide. It's being operated with the ASI-AIR on top of the AM5 from ZWO. The camera is of course, a ZWO 2600 one-shot color. I wanted to put a one-shot color because mono is, it'll basically teach you more patience than you care to have. It is very, very time-consuming, monochrome is, but most of the beautiful pictures that you see are, I wouldn't say 100% captured on monochrome, but a majority of them are. So if you're on the fence of doing one-shot color versus mono, I have both cameras, 2600s, in one-shot color or mono, and I like the mono better, but I also like the quick and easy use of one-shot color. Yeah, I can see it in the top, Norm. I can definitely see the nebulosity in the upper right-hand corner. And yes, George, one-shot color is made for electronic-assisted astronomy. Not that you couldn't do it with mono, but it would take a lot longer to look at the data, especially at 3 nanometers of narrowband. Yeah, the 900-second exposures. Woo! Be here for a while. But yeah, I mean, framing and mosaic, I they have it with the ASI-AIR. I just didn't tinker with it enough. I haven't messed with it. So I mean, they have changed the user interface a little bit on the new beta that they came out with. It was either that or the last beta or update they came out with. They've completely overhauled the UI, which is good. It's nice that they're mixing things up quite a bit over there at ZWO, just make it a little bit more easier for customers to get into it. And that's what I like about the customer service at ZWO that they offer. It's constant communication, it's constant updating. That way there's there's nothing lost in translation. Ascar Astronomy. Good evening from Ascar Astronomy, D&D Houston. How you doing, Ascar? I'm sorry, it's ArcStar. I don't know why I said ASCAR. A live broadcast HALI comes in with good at 3-minute shot. I stack about 5 or more. Yeah, I mean, Norm, that would be the way to do it, honestly. Is to do HA data. That way you can get everything and everybody can see all the everything. Now ArcStar is local, everyone. They're local astronomers here in Northwest Arkansas, and they're actually imaging tonight as well. That is Donnie and Donna, and they sent me a picture, and they're shooting Orion's Nebula. Now my question for them is, what scope are they using? Because they have a lot. I'm not saying where they bought them from or who they bought them from, but they have a lot. They have a whole lot. But yeah, their Orion looks amazingly well, to be honest. I really want to put the L Ultimate in here and see what the Jellyfish looks like. I really do. I want to hold off. I'm impatient. I'm always impatient. The ES-152. The monster. The behemoth. The behemoth 152. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. I'm waiting for them to actually get the C11 that they got. Or no, I'm sorry, 9 1/4. I got a 9 1/4 up and running for their planetary. Granted, planets are going down, so yeah, I mean, it'd be definitely interesting to see what they can get with that. Let's see. I'm curious. Curiouser and curiouser. If... Let me see what's up. Me and old George are chatting on Astroworld TV as well. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. You know what? Let's go to... I'm going to stop this right here. I'm going to swap out filters real quick. I think I'm going to put the... Well, actually, let me go to a I'm going to do a Galaxy. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a Galaxy. I'm going to do M81 and M82 for good old Norm. M81. We're going to go to the good old Bodesies. And then after Bodes, we're going to go to... I'm going to swap filters. I'm going to start doing some... what you call, not really narrow band. It's still broadband, essentially. I guess narrow band with one-shot color. Yeah, we're going to see what the rosette looks like, or the galaxies look like. So these should show both here, and then we're going to do a live stack and see what we get out of those two. Granted, with this focal length, it may not be as impressive. Yeah, it's not going to be as impressive as I thought, but we're still going to do a live stack, and we're still going to see what it looks like with M81 and M82. But you can definitely see them right there, front and center. Hello, ICTX9 from Salt Lake City. How are you doing today? And welcome to Astroworkz. Thank you for tuning into this live here. I just moved over from the Jellyfish, which is IC443, to Messier Object M81 and M82, otherwise known as the Cigar and the Bode's Galaxy. We're doing a live stack with the ASI-AIR. Eventually, when it decides to load on your guys' side of the screen, you'll see what I'm looking at. Eventually, when it decides to hurry up. I cannot help that the lag in the internet here locally is not the best. Yeah. I'm getting a warning from the YouTubes. Yeah. Darn kids. How about M101? Let me see real quick if it is up and where I'm currently at. I just like to double check and make sure. Which it should be up. Yep. Okay. It's going to be up. Once we get this M33 should be up as well. Yeah, ICE, we will definitely take a look at that here in a second once everything decides to push through. That way everybody can see what the galaxies at least look like, and then I'll move to a different target. Oh, there we go. That's even better. Hopefully it decides to update for you guys as well. Hopefully. There it goes. Pretty. Can't beat that with a stick. You really can't. Now granted, this is live stacking, so it's just a representation of what it could look like. Zoom in a tiny bit and you're golden. Well, the problem is I can't zoom in. I got a reducer. But I can't do an artificial zoom. Looky there. Artificial. There we go. And that's M81 and M82. So now what we can do is after, if I've taken M51 in the past, yeah, I knew what you meant, Norm. M51, there's so many mess. I have done the whirlpool. It's been a long time though. If you want to see the whirlpool, we can definitely show it tonight if you would like. Let's see where it's at currently. It should be, yeah, it's right next to, yeah, they're right next to each other. M81 looks, yeah, M81 does look great, Norm. We'll shoot for M83 real quick once this gets done. We're going to hit a stop. We're going to go back over here to preview. We're going to exit. We're going to go here. Here again. M33. We're going to look at the Triangulum Galaxy. So now we're slewing to M33, and then we'll work down to M51 as well. That's the whole point here, guys, is just if you want to see something, just ask. I mean, you're not going to hurt my feelings in any way, shape, or form, because I'm doing this for y'all. I'm literally just sitting in my man shed, man shed, whatever you want to call it, and imaging for you guys. It's just that I don't have the telescope set up for galaxies, though. But we're going to see how it looks. I mean, this specific telescope is mainly for wide deep field objects. Like the Jellyfish, the Rosette, Orion's Nebula, the Horsehead Nebula, but not close. It's more of a wide field type-ish stuff. So once it decides to load, yeah, M33 is for size. You are correct, Norm. I'll sit here and I can see it in the middle. We're going to let it stack for a minute. Thanks, Norm. I appreciate it, sir. How's everything going over there on Astroworld TV? I'm quite curious. I'm sure Dan and them are just having a heyday, going at it. So we're going to let this stack for a little bit. So we'll give it some time. That way you can see what it looks like. Yeah, rambling. Yeah, God love him. God love him. It's always a fun time when you got rambling going on. Hope you guys that are tuning in can hit that like, subscribe, and make sure to click that blasted bell. Kind of like here, exactly. Hit that bell for notifications. We at the Astroworkz community are part of a community that wants to help beginners into astrophotography. Hello, Mr. Lewis. How are you? KC, Missouri. Very familiar with KC, Missouri. So you're just a little north from us, to be honest, Mr. Lewis. Glad you did get to stop in. Oh, stack error. Oh, darn. Hopefully it'll kick back up and keep going. Excuse me. I'm imaging in my backyard tonight as well. But what are you imaging, Mr. Lewis? That's going to be the question everybody's going to ask. What are you imaging? Good. Glad you got to spend some time here. And ooh, the flaming star. That's a good one too. Oh, my knees. I just love the slow internet out here. Oof, it's terrible. Sharp Star 61, the ASI-AIR, and AM5. Almost basically the same setup I got. Almost. If I had to guess, probably one-shot color. Drum roll, Mr. Lewis. Dang, one-shot color. All right, you're going to upset me if you cannot stack. All right, we're going to pause for a second. We're going to let it think for a minute. We're going to retry again. Let it think. She's a slow one. She's a slow one today. Hopefully my battery lasts a little longer than what it's supposed to on the iPad. The only bad thing is it gets zapped pretty quickly. Worst case scenario on this one, I'll just do a live preview and just do 120 seconds. That way you see what it looks like. if the live stacking isn't going to work. Do. Loading. Definitely takes a minute. And the internet out here is not the best. Even when in station mode, it's not the best. Yeah, I may have to. I'm going to pause it. I'm going to have to do a lot. I'm going to have to literally do a preview. We're going to go with 122nd. We're going to go ahead and hit it. And we're just going to see what it looks like in preview mode. Because the internet's not the greatest with the kids constantly hogging up. When you got one that's on the computer playing the streaming stuff. The youngest one's watching God knows what. And if anybody's on TV, which I'm sure my oldest one is, because he's going to be on the TV watching YouTube videos while playing a game. I don't know why. Don't know why. So we're going to do a live preview of it. That way we can see what it is, and then we can move on to M33 next. Or 101. Sorry. I hope everybody is doing well tonight. And I'm glad that everybody did get to stop in. My RA and deck, I have not messed with. Golly, the internet is terrible here. Well, it helps if I actually go here. The max deck duration is 1,000 milliseconds, and the RA is also 1,000 milliseconds. I have not messed with it at all since I've been here. Yeah, I may have to, Norm, because with the kids constantly on the streaming devices and all this stuff, I mean, I got a TP uplink out here that's hardwired in to the home network. Blah. Darn kids. Yeah. Yeah, they've completely changed this whole thing. They really have. Just curious to see what, I mean, it's going to give me the best internet. Yeah. And there it is. I really wish I can get this thing to stack. I really do. So we're going to bump it up to, it's going to take a little bit, 300 seconds. I think that'll help quite a bit. So we're going to do 300 seconds here. It's going to take a little longer. I do apologize, but with astrophotography, it wasn't built in a day. It really wasn't. If you want to get all the good, glorious pictures, you're going to have to push the limits. Been having issues with my AM5 getting below 1.3, finally getting it dialed in and getting swings from... Is there wind involved? And what kind of telescope are you using, Mr. Lewis? Because right now I'm at 150 or 59.59. Granted, I haven't calibrated it to the new target that I'm shifting towards because I went from the south to the north. I haven't calibrated it after the north or south. Oh yeah, that's right. Sharp star 61. So that's a light. That thing has no problem with that at all. And it's not even a wind catcher either. How's polar alignment, Mr. Lewis? How's the... Where are you at on that one? On the polar alignment? Wait, 19 seconds? Like, what is your total RMS value when you do the polar alignment and what ZWO walks you through? What is the total? Are you under 2 seconds? Okay. Well, if you're under, well, while we're waiting for that to do what its thing, I don't care about the AM5 sound. It's not what I need anyway on that one. So, what is your calibration steps on the AM5 right now? $2,000? Try 2,500. We're at 140 seconds. We're halfway there. You're halfway there. Ooh, 90 seconds. We're getting closer. Getting much closer. Yes, I know my stream is semi-slow. I get it. Let me know if you have any luck with that, Mr. Lewis, as far as adjusting your calibration steps to 2,500, if that helps or not. Well, I'm not sure what that will do until I calibrate. It shouldn't technically do anything. If you want to pause during a frame, then switch it. I mean, I hate that you would have to stop, but I mean, if you don't have any clouds coming in at all tonight, then it's not really going to hurt you that much. Last calibration was pretty good. Okay. I mean, if the last calibration was pretty good, then I wouldn't really mess with it. Just, what's the aggressiveness set to? Because my RA aggressiveness is set to 50 and the deck is 45. $50 and $45, I mean, basically almost the same. I mean, I don't know if you want to tinker with it a little bit. Maybe crank up, depending on which one's throwing you the higher number. Either kick it back a little bit, 5%, or 5 degrees, or 5 numbers, whatever you want to call it. Or crank it up 5. That's usually how I increment or increase it to, is by 5s. I don't go any higher than 5s. And then I wait a couple frames, see how it does, and then settles, and then whatnot. So we're going to wait for this to load. It's almost done. It's almost done. And then we're going to go to M101. That's what I've been doing. It's getting better. Good. Yeah, it's a process. There you go. There's more. I mean, I could push it more. The longer exposures, the better. But I don't think anybody wants to sit around for 600 seconds to 1,000 seconds. Because 900 seconds is 15 minutes. It's a long time to sit. It really is. Just to wait for an image to kick up. So we're going to try M101 now. Wait, that is M101. 33. Boop. Nope, it was M101. Now I'm confused. I'm going to scroll back up. M51, that's what it was. 51. The whirlpool. It is just now rising, so I don't know. We'll see if I can hit it. Alright, Norm. I don't think I'm going to be able to see that one. I think what I am going to do is I might slew to... I doubt that's centered. There's no way that's centered. That's a roof line. Guarantee it. That's a roof. Roof line. Oh, no, it is there. I'll be darned. I'm going to do a 600. Well, actually, let's see if we can do a live. Let's do less than 60 seconds. Let's do 30 seconds. See what we get. Are you closer to Rogers or Eureka? Both? Eureka Springs is probably 45 minutes away, and Rogers is probably 20, 25, depending on where I go in Rogers. So both? Nice IMBU. I don't know if you should. I really don't know if you should, to be honest. There's nothing wrong with Kansas City, Missouri. Oh, excuse me. There's nothing wrong with Kansas. Kansas is fun. Yeah, darn stacking. Spent a lot of time down here. Yeah, it can be fun. It really can be. Ooh. Oh, it's calibrating. Dag nabbit. Dag nabbit. I hate that every time it does that. I'm curious. Am I able to do... Nope, I'm not. So hopefully the stream doesn't end because the battery's about to die on the iPad. I wish it would have gave me the low symbol or the low thing, but it doesn't look like it's going to. Typically calibrate on targets or at the meridian/equator. It really just depends. On this specific night, I probably shouldn't be calibrating on each individual target. I should just calibrate on the meridian and the equator because with the harmonic drive mount, it should correct itself enough to where I shouldn't have to worry about it. Mr. Lewis, so I probably need to uncheck that box. So we started again, restart, stop, restart. We're going to try again here. With my EQ mount, I calibrate every move. It definitely makes a difference in the guiding. I would prove into a few. Yeah, it's true, Norm. I mean, it's again, that's the beauty part about astrophotography is you get to experiment a whole lot. You really do. And that's the pleasantry that we have here is we get to experiment. Secondly, the quality of your guide scar could affect your guiding. If it's acting weird, yeah, agreed. But with the ASI-AIR, or at least with multi-star guiding, it shouldn't have much of an issue. Because even if the guide scar that it picked, the other ones should be fine. Gonna let it load. You don't have that option? How do you not have that option, Mom? Now I'm confused and lost. How do you guide then, Norm, if you don't have PhD? You doing quick exposures? You taking twice as long? And then there's the whirlpool. Oh, you have a pier mount. That's right. I forgot you have a Paramount. The good old SkyX program. Never used it, so I don't know. It would be interesting to see the SkyX program, just seeing how it works. I've never seen it. I mean, obviously, other than YouTube, but I've never seen it fully operational for my own eyes. It's being in front of it. Again, YouTube doesn't count. Everybody can see it on YouTube. I can Skype with you next. Sounds excellent. I will not complain about that any way, shape, or form, Norm. I'm going to save this picture because I'm going to honestly move to Orion's Nebula and just leave it there. Unless everybody wants to object to the horse head. I'm going to leave it up to y'all. M42 or IC424 or 434. Let me know. Because that's where I'm going, whichever one. M42, you know, you can never go wrong with Orion. That is true. You can't. M42. Boom. I use ASI-AIR Mini and SV Bony 165. You know, that is one scope that I have never really fully got my hands on yet. And that is one I need to get my hands on. Is the SV Bony. Oh, unfortunately, folks, you are correct. We're going to M42, and that's where we're going to stack for the rest of the night until A, my battery dies on the iPad, B, clouds roll in. One or the other. We're going to finish on M42. Whew. Uh-oh, it's uncentered. Retrying. Yeah, I really need to look into the SV Bonies. We're going to go to live. Oh, mercy. Mercy, mercy. And we're starting a live. And this is where we will end for the rest of the night. Get some coffee, Tyler. Well, I had adult beverages, which is not coffee. Thanks, Simon. I need to figure out, I need to charge my iPad a little more and come back and do another live. Since this was just kind of random, I semi-charged my iPad. So, how is everybody doing tonight? I mean, really? Yeah, this has been fun. Thanks, Norm. I'm sorry I'm not like anybody else that likes to talk and ramble and whatnot. I mean, I'm not going to turn on my camera. I'm just not going to. There's no reason to be honest, because this is all about the ASI-AIR and how it works, functions, operates. You don't need to see my face to do that. You really don't. So yeah. Exposure's 30 seconds. There's no limit. Save. Hey, all daylight here in New Zealand. Thought I'd check in on Mr. T. I don't have gold chains around my neck. But granted, this is the A-team. And look at it. Looky there. God, that is so gorgeous. So we're just going to sit here and we're going to live stack on this bad boy. God, that is magnificent. That is one thing that I will never, ever get used to, is just seeing the Orion's Nebula. It's just amazing. Uh-oh, there's my low battery. Now we're going to kick it to low power mode. Now we'll save some more data. Save some more juice. So again, guys, if you're not familiar with the Astroworkz YouTube channel, or what we do here at Astroworkz, is we help the beginners into astrophotography. Whether you're just getting started out, or if you have troubleshooting issues that you want to get, just answers for, that's what we do here at Astroworkz. And yes, Simon, you are correct. You're going to NEAF, and I'm going to NEAF. So Astroworkz will be at NEAF. Granted, I'll be working at NEAF. Simon, well, I guess will also be working for NEAF as well. So yeah, we'll make sure that we film some content at NEAF for you guys. So if there's anything that you want to see at NEAF, me and Simon will do that. And I will be there with Explore Scientific. In case everybody or anybody is joining, my name is Tyler. I work for Explore Scientific here in Northwest Arkansas. Simon, our other co-presenter who's on, works for ZWO. So me and him came together for a while, at least a couple years ago, and we wanted to start a channel for beginners getting started, because I do customer service, Simon does customer service, and we know exactly what the customer needs because we get asked those questions. And that's what we do our videos on, is the basic, very bare minimum, getting started, how to do this, how to do that, along with some product reviews as well. If you check out our YouTube channel, we just released a video on the Explore Scientific's new focuser that just came out. If you haven't had a chance to check that thing out, boy, you're in for a treat. I'm not kidding. That thing is magical. Hey Simon, I sent a question to the ZWO site about getting a repair on a camera. Have never heard anything. How do I get someone to answer the question about the repairs? Well, lucky for you, Norm, you tuned in at the right time. Simon would probably be able to answer that. You're welcome, Mr. Morin. I appreciate you stopping in and checking out the channel and the stream. I'm just waiting for the live stack to just slowly update. My internet's kind of meh at the moment. Of course, Norm. The AM5 is a little expensive for me. Think of it this way. If you think mounts are expensive, think of it as a house. If you do not have the proper foundation on a house, the house will crumble. That's why you always... But the most expensive thing that you will purchase in any hobby, or at least this hobby in astrophotography, is the mount. Cameras and telescopes will change. The mount, depending on... I have a CEM60 that's sitting on a pier, and that hasn't moved at all. You as well, ICXT9, have a great night as well. Thank you again for tuning in and stopping by. I appreciate you hanging out with us, and you have a good night, sir, or ma'am. If you don't have a good foundation with a mount, you're going to struggle. You really are. The AM5 is good, in my opinion. It's great for smaller telescopes, but anything that... I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it'll do my 127, but I wouldn't completely recommend it. That's, again, it's my opinion. That's why I have the CEM60 on a pier. That's anchored down 30 inches below the surface. Our frost line here in northwest Arkansas is a foot. I went well beyond that. I did 30 inches deep at 16 inches across, and I belled it out at the bottom, which I made a bell shape to give it a platform to sit on. So yeah, I went a little overboard on my pier, but it won't move. And that's the reason I haven't had to polar align it in a year or more, which I probably need to check it to see how it is. This darn stacking error. I'm going to have to up the exposure, I believe, and get it to, let's do 120 seconds. Continue. There we go. Get it to do it. 127 was okay, but you need, yeah, see, then I don't have a pier extension on mine. Simon does have a pier extension on him and a bigger tripod for the AM5, but it does work, but bare bone stock, I would not recommend it. Nope. And that, I believe Simon doesn't have the counterweight shaft for his, but he probably will correct me if I'm wrong. Agena just got the ZWO, yeah, and weight in the bag. So yeah, see, there's the other thing. The reason why I got the AM5 Maya is the fact that I'm able to literally transport it. That was the whole reason behind me getting one, is for transportation purposes only. It makes it easier for me to literally just throw it in the back of the car. Not literally throw it in the back of the car. Hello, Beatrice. How are you doing, dear? I hope you're doing well. Not literally throw it in the back of the car, but gently throw it in the car, along with the telescope camera and everything else, and I can just go somewhere, boot it up, and go. I could take my external or jump start kit, my EcoFlow battery, and power everything. That was the main reason for me to get it. Hello, Ernie Jacobs. How are you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Great. I'm glad you're great, Beatrice. I really am. Yep, the portability combined with the ASI-AIR is the dream portable kit. Just like Simon says, which I was getting there. It is the ultimate portable machine, in my opinion, and the integration that it has with the ASI-AIR is truly phenomenal. ZWO, the guys over there, guys and gals over there, have literally thought it out when doing this. That's great, Beatrice. I'm doing pretty well. Just doing a live stream, mainly. That's all I'm doing. Just a live stream and working like crazy. So it's fun. It's fun stuff. Clapping, fun. Yeah, that's the reason why Simon and myself do this at Astroworkz, is we want to make sure that everybody knows there are options out there. You don't need to buy the latest and greatest gear. You don't need to have all the expensive stuff. You really don't. To produce a great quality image, you honestly just need patience. That's what you need. You need patience, a lot of patience. And that's the thing, most people don't have much anymore, because I don't, and you can ask Simon, I have no patience. None. I have zilch. And that's the thing that we try to show people, is with the ASI-AIR, even if you use it with the AM5 or whatever mount, it's great for getting started, amateur astronomers to use, because of the fact that you can literally do everything in that little bitty box. I plead the fifth. Yeah, of course you would. You can literally do everything in that little bitty box on an iPad, a phone, and it's nice. He don't. LOL. Oh Lord. No, I don't. Beatrice, you will love the 2600 MC Pro. That's what I'm currently using right now. And of course, I'm using the ASI Plus. So right now we're shooting M42 on top of the AM5 from ZWO. It's the Starfield Optics Gear 90 from the Gear 90 series, which with the reducer of a 0.8 reducer, which brings it down to 430 millimeters of focal length. So I'm literally just chilling on Orion's Nebula and just literally live stacking. That's all I'm doing. I had a full frame camera, Norm, and Simon can attest to this. I sold it and I regret it. I didn't have a system that would work for it. Honestly. Oh, there are lots of reveals coming here on Astroworkz, as Simon just now protested. And I cannot divulge information, but folks, let me tell you, oh boy, it's very good. It's very, very good. So if you do not like, follow, or share, or subscribe, I don't know why I said share, please make sure that you do to stay up to date on what's new, what's coming, product reviews, anything that you can think of and it involves astrophotography. That's what we cover here on Astroworkz. Have you had a chance to use it yet, Beatrice? That's the key. That's what everybody's wanting to know. Have you had a chance to use it? Orion's Nebula. Let me turn it down a little bit on the exposure. Again, there's nothing wrong with the AM5. There's literally nothing wrong with it. Especially with your Sharp Star 61, it'll be perfect for what it is and what you need it for. It really is. Especially for a harmonic drive mount, you can't really beat the price. You can't, for what it's able to do. Plate solving wasn't working last time. 14th of February with my ASI-AIR Plus. I was using the Teleview Paracore 2 Coma Corrector. Thanks for all the value from the good night. Thank you, Maya. Appreciate you stopping in and checking it out. And yes, Simon, you are correct. It's 0.29. I will kind of just blow that up a little bit. That way everybody can see it a little better. When I switched to the 2600 with the 294 without the coma corrector, I had no problems plate solving. Okay, Beatrice, so let me ask you this. Correct what I cannot remember what the paracore is. I do apologize. I'm not there's too much stuff to try to remember. Is that a focal extender? Or am I wrong? I guess I could Google. Paracore. Oh, it's a visual imaging paracore. It's a coma corrector. Oh, it eliminates coma and diffractions. Okay, so it doesn't do anything else other than that. Yeah, that's what I was going to go to is see my message above. Yeah, It's weird that you would have, when you're able to switch to the 294 without the coma corrector, there's no problems. So here, let me ask you this, Beatrice. Have you done a test without the paracord and the 2600 natively? Without the paracord. It's one of Tyler's favorite tricks. Yeah. Turning on the power is apparently a struggle that I have every once in a while, Beatrice, so I don't feel bad. Please don't feel bad. No, I haven't. That's a task I will do the next time when I go out imaging. Okay. Again, if you have any problem, why is the star match failing? What is going on with you, Live Stack? Well then, fine. We will do a preview only. And we'll do 300 seconds. Actually, let's do 180. Why the live stack's failing? Interesting. No, there's no clouds. And that's the weird part. So, I'm not sure why the live stack is failing. Yeah, it's the stacking. For some reason it's failing. I'm not sure why. Maybe we can ask Simon why. Clear down the image. Clear down the image. And then restart. Oh. We'll try this one first. Oh, I see what he's saying. Clear it as far as seeing what's in the database and then go about it. Because it may be trying to do something on a different star and it's not recognizing it. That makes sense. So actually, let's do that. Let's go live again. Here. Clear image. Let's try it again. See what that does. Stop the stack and use the Wii paint. The Wii paintbrush. The Wii paintbrush. I did. I used a little Wii paintbrush. We'll see if I got it. Seeing what 80 seconds, we got 60 seconds left. What do you mean by setting the focal length right? I'm using 1000mm Newtonian and I have set the focal length to 1000. So if sometimes what happens, what I've noticed is I set it to 0, then I will do a plate solve and it'll correct itself. It may not be 1000, it may be something else. It's just something that the ASI-AIR does. Maybe Simon can offer a better, and automatically sets to 1001. Yeah, sometimes it will adjust it by what the camera's seeing in the field of view. So that's honestly a good question that hopefully Simon can answer better than I can. I would, if you're curious, try the test, set it to 0 if you use the paracore with the 2600 Pro, and do a plate solve and see what it automatically loads into it. Because it may be different, and that's probably why you're not able to plate solve. Yeah, try 0 and see if that helps. When all else fails, set to 0. And turning on the mount. That helps too. Usually. I know with the Paramount it has to be exact or it won't play solve. That is crazy. But I guess that's just the sophistication of the machine. Stated focal length versus actual can be slightly different due to the manufacturing tolerances. There it is. Worth remembering that some combers and some correctors will have a correction factor like a 0.98, and that's enough to make a PS fail. There you go. See, this is why I keep Simon around. He's smart. Me, not so much. I'm just the muscle. That's all I am. Just the muscle. So in case you guys were curious, the entertainment factor is a plus. It really is. I mean, you can't see this face, but it is purely entertainment. I'm telling you. It's just smiling from ear to ear. I mean, whew, only a face a mother can love. I promise you that. It had nice pinpoint stars, but I can never assume that the Comet corrector would be the cause. You know, that's the other thing about astrophotography. It's process of elimination. You would be surprised on how many things that you would have to change or fix to do that. And that's the thing with this wonderful hobby that we endure and love so much. It's the fact that constant variables are wonderful. And you just have to change it one variable at a time. You make too many changes, you're not going to know what exactly fixed the problem beforehand. It is trial and error. 100%. 100%. Eventually it's going to load the stacked image. Eventually. Good lordy. I'm really going to have to talk to my kids about getting on the internet and sucking it down to nothing. Ugh, darn kids. Oh, excuse me. Feed that squirrel. Uh-oh. That squirrel's being fed only so much. So, just in case if the stream does die, which, I mean, it's inevitable, it's going to. Thank you, Beatrice. I'm wanting to see the stacked image. That's what I'm wanting to do. I'm wanting to see what it looks like stacked. Because I'm using the 2600 on this particular scope with the IDAS LPS D3. So I want to see what it looks like. But dagnabbit, it's taking me forever. I want to give that squirrel some super speed. Tell the kids to get off the darn internet for 10 minutes. God love them. God love them. It's getting there. Slowly but surely. But any questions you guys have, ask. That's how we learn and grow together as a community. Ask questions. Very welcome. We're here to help and support you guys. You can always get your own internet. I do. I'm on a private network. What I'm going to do is just change the darn password and kick them off the internet. That way they have to figure it out on their own. Darn freeloaders. I mean, one for the man. Yeah. I don't know if I could. Maybe. One for the house. Well, that's the thing is I'm using the one for the man cave. He, she said, as Simon claims. Oh. Oh, mercy. Definitely want not to forget newcomers and less experienced. Is why we created this channel. That is true, Simon. You hit the nail on the head on that one. That is why we created this channel, folks, is for the newcomers and less experienced. That's the reason why we do what we do, is to help everybody just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, and keep it up. Come on, baby. You're almost there. I can see the line at the end of the rainbow. Does pixel size and dimensions of the camera come into play when plate solving? Ernie, that's a great question. Now, as far as pixel scales, there it is. Pah! Blasted thing. And of course, there's a darn trail going right through it. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So if the stream ends, I'm just going to transfer over to my wonderful face, so everybody's going to have to see it. I do apologize. I am letting everybody know beforehand. Now, I bet if I bump down the exposure from 120 seconds to 60 seconds, it'd probably be a lot quicker, to be honest. But, you know, not too shabby, if you ask me. Not too shabby at all. I mean, we've been going for 2 hours and 15 minutes. Still a whole lot more to see out there. And that's the crazy thing. So if you guys have questions of anything tonight, ask. Do not be scared to ask. That's why we're here. Mostly pixel scales and yeah, the focal length is combined with the pixel scale. Thank you, Beatrice. If you wait around long enough, you'll see the other image. Oh my goodness. The more people watch, and that's more we can grow. What's the setup? I joined late. Well, Ernie, so this particular setup is telescope. We'll start from the top bottom. Telescope is a Starfield Optics Gear 90. If you check out our channel, we actually did a review of this particular telescope. That way you can get all your technical specs and everything done in that specific video. It's a 90 millimeter objective. The native focal length's around a little over 500. I have a 0.8 reducer sitting on it right now, so that's 430 millimeters of focal length with the reducer. And that's sitting on top of the AM5 from ZWO. Yes, Beatrice, Starfield is getting more and more popular, and I'm really glad for the guys over there at Starfield, because they deserve the recognition that they actually deserve, or that they're finally getting the recognition that they deserve. Words are hard right now. So Ernie, we're sitting on top of the AM5. I have the, honestly, for the guide scope, it's the ZWO. Oh, what's that darn one called? It's the small one. It's the little small compact one. It's the 30 millimeter or smaller. That's what I'm using for the guide scope. It's a 120 MMS on the guide camera. The camera on the main imaging scope is the 2600 one-shot color with a filter wheel. Drink more adult water. Words get easier. I'm all out of adult water, Norm. I may have to go get some more. If the stream ends, I may have to go get some more and just boot it back up. Yeah, the 30 millimeter f4 mini guide scope. That's it. With the 120 MMS or MCS for the guide camera, 2600 one-shot color on the main imaging scope, with the IDAS LPS-D3, which is the highest one you can get for light pollution. Vodka, you mean? Well, I do scotch, but vodka is okay. With the EAF and whatnot. So this thing is literally decked out in ZWO attire. But again, my personal preference is ZWO. I have Prima Luce Lab. I have a Prima Luce Eagle that I use for my main imaging rig. I use Sequence Generator Pro on that one. I have a couple of ASI-AIRs. I have a 2600 monochrome setup with chroma filters and Antilla LRGB. I also have the Explore Scientific 102, FCD 100, and the ASCAR ACL 200 for my wide stuff. So yeah, that's my setup on that. But yeah, right now we're using the Starfield Optics Gear 90. I'm really hoping that I can get a hold of the 115 when the gentleman comes out. Well, that's what's shot with the Orion right now, Ernie, is the IDAS 3. So, you know, I can't complain with it one way or another. Beatrice, yeah, I've started out with the first one and then I've quickly migrated to 2 and 3. I'm waiting I need to get a mini and test that capability out on the mini and do a proper review on it. Simon did one earlier on the mini, but I think we need to do a more in-depth review. You know, everybody knows what it looks like, but you know, what's the main benefits of it? You know, what can you really get out of it? Some people say it's mainly built for planetary, which I don't see how. It's still the same. It can be done one way or another. It's just a lot. It's 21% smaller, I believe, and it gives you the function of just, you know, less space to tuck in a suitcase. Gives you a little bit more room to pack something else, and it's just easier to mess with. Oh, there we go. Good. Core is definitely blown out, but that's okay. Something you can definitely fix in post-processing, for sure. But if I adjust, I think I'm going the wrong way. Yep, going the wrong way. Kick it out a little more. There we go. Yep, there's the channel, or the video. But guys, make sure you tune in to Astroworkz. We're going to be doing a lot more stuff with the ASI-AIR with the new updates. They just released the abilities to use Sony cameras now, which is awesome. So you can't really beat that. Really can't. So that's an added benefit, 100% for sure. I'm feeling my iPad's going to die very, very soon. Very, very, very soon. And when it does, we'll just take a little quick intermission and then I will charge it for about an hour and then start it back up. That way everybody can hang out again. And if they have more questions, we can ask more questions. And whatnot. Oh, excuse me. So is there any targets you guys want to or see? Granted, I don't know how long the iPad will last, but write down what targets you want to see for the next one. Because I'm going to, once this thing dies, I'm going to charge it for a little bit, about an hour or so, and boot it back up. So if there's anything you want to see, don't hesitate to ask. Don't. Because again, we're here for you. We can do live reviews or live views from the southern hemisphere. That's the beauty part about me and Simon, is he can do the southern hemisphere while I can do the northern hemisphere. Because I will never ever get to see the large Magellanic Cloud or the small Magellanic Cloud. Blast him. That's why we're good friends. Because I can remote into his stuff in an image if I wanted to. So yeah, that's the beauty part, is we have the ability to image from the southern hemisphere and live stream from it. If you guys wanted, of course. One day, Tyler, when you come to the museum, I know, one day I will get to go to Hobbit Town or Hobbit Land and see where they filmed all of Lord of the Rings. Hobbiton. Yeah, Star Party in Chile. Actually, I know Kent is over at Winter Star Party right now in the Florida Keys. He says that every night has been cloudy so far. So, I'm not sure on that one. But Chile, I'm sure Scott would go, 100%. I don't know. I'd rather just remote into their system, to be honest. Just me. Sure. And plus I can save on ticket. One more question. How do you store your camera? I live near Buffalo, New York. Any concerns about leaving a camera on the scope in the shed with no insulation? How is the relative humidity in New York? That would be my first question. Here in Arkansas, it gets pretty sticky sometimes in the summer. I've already had to replace the desiccant tablets on my 2600 already. It's less than a year old. So, actually, it's about a year old, give or take. It's a big concern. I lost 3 cameras one time from a close lightning strike. No wires were connected either. Ooh! Ooh! Ah! I mean, how I do my imaging, Ernie, is, I mean, obviously I look at the forecast. And if I know it's going to be clear for the next couple of nights, and I feel confident enough that I can leave it out with no issues, I do it. Simon, on the other hand, fairly high right off the Lake Erie. Like over 50% relative humidity or 80% relative humidity. Simon has the ability that if it even senses clouds, it will close the door. It will park the mounts, close the door, and he's done. He doesn't have to worry about it. He can literally sleep like a baby. I have to pre-plan. If I know it's going to be clear for like the next week, I don't really have to worry about it too much. I will leave them out overnight, throughout the day. Same thing. If I haven't know that my weather's going to be good, I'll leave them out for a while. Now, if I know it's going to be crap the next day, but I know my night is going to be clear, I will wake up early just to pull the telescope off the mount and cover the mount back up, which I have done before. Oh, iPad died. Darn it. Darn it. So now I have to merge my ugly face over. And I'm going to have to charge my iPad now. Dag nabbit. Y'all are going to have to see my ugly mug. I'm sorry. I am truly sorry. It could be worse, though. You could see Simon's face. So it's not that bad, I guess. So, great show, Tyler. Thanks so much, dude. Awesome stuff. Norm, I probably will be back later tonight. I'm going to probably let this... It's only 9:59 here. I know. It's terrible. I'm going to let it charge for about an hour. And I will probably be back on here. I need to get both my iPads charging. I didn't realize how bad the battery gets sucked down on that. Which isn't too bad. It really isn't. Me too, Dora. I pull my cameras every time I stay outside. Oh, excuse me. And the next night, yeah. Every time my scope stays outside the next time. I try not to pull my cameras off my scope. I really don't. My scope and stuff stay out year round on my 365, not just the cams anymore. Yeah. Norm, I got to get another 365 cover because the lining on the inside is completely deteriorated. It is no more on that. So I got to get a new cover. For sure. I really wish there was a way that I can what's the word I'm looking for? Dagnabbit. Charge this while streaming, but I don't think I can. Best thing I did was build a roll-off roof observatory. Yep. Yep. Simon is correct. But remind them, Simon, what happens when you leave the key fob in your pocket. Simon had a wonderful incident. Not really a wonderful, it was actually quite scary. I thought it was scary. I didn't like it one bit. It was very... Ugh. I didn't like it. Didn't like it one bit. But I'll let him tell that story. Slab is poured already. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. The thermal liner's about gone and all the gears rubbing from it. This is a family show time. It's not that bad. You just had the key fob in your pocket. You sat down. You had the telescopes pointed up, ready to go, and then you closed the door on it, or I guess the roof on it. I'll be honest. That tells me that the 127 is so strong, it doesn't care if a roof decides to close in on it. It will break the roof before it does anything else, and it'll break the mount. Simon had to repair both of his mounts because of that wonderful mistake. I'm blanking from that memory. I'm not. I will let you relive it every day. Every day, my friend. Every day. Yeah, it's... Oof. When he told me that story, I cringed for him as well. I definitely cringed for him as well. Oh, the wooden rafter has a huge dent in it. Yep. That 127, I'm telling you, is robust. It is robust. You cannot beat that thing at all. You really can't. And that's what's great about it. I'm saving these pictures. Hang on, everybody. Both mounts guide better than new now. Well, they ought to. They've got brand new guts in them. They should. They should be brand spanking new now. So that was the unfortunate thing. And what happens is you got to remember to take out the key fob from your pocket when you sit down, because Simon will break mounts, which I'm surprised he didn't break a single telescope. He broke mounts. He literally not shattered his mounts, but broke the gearing inside the mounts. Broke the, what was it? He broke the main cog, the bushings, the worm on both, right? Yes, bad things happen. Yeah, bad things happen to little people, Simon. Don't ever forget that. And you had a lot of work to do, Simon, to rebuild. Oh, it took him less than an hour to rebuild both of those mounts. He's tearing apart so many CEM60s. He's good. He is good. Worms, bearings, yeah. Oof. The whole kit and caboodle. The whole kit and caboodle. Oof. Dang. It was rough. Swap the ring gear around to the undamaged side. We installed the sensory band. Oof. This sounds like a lot of work. Oof. Oof. Makes me cringe. But no, folks, all I'm literally doing is I will hang out with you guys as long as you want me to, and I'll just charge that iPad. It's all right. It's all I'll do. I'm going to step off. Great show. Thanks for hanging out. I will check back in a while. Thanks, Norm. I appreciate, again, you stopping in and hanging out. Make sure you tune in a little bit. I'm sure I'll be back up and running for no time. Got to figure out what I'm going to shoot, though. Or live stack, anyway. I go from there. Whew. Excuse me. Yeah, I gotta get off that one. Boop. 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 Doo 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 doo. Be fun, I'm sure I'll be back. Alright, Norm. Mr. Jacobs, you guys take it easy. Don't do anything too crazy tonight. I hope if you are getting to image that you get to image something very well. Just checking emails. Love it. Well, then what I can do is something else. You do that, Norm. See you, Ernie. Take care. If I have any more issues about getting info from ZW, I always shoot you a message. Thanks for your help. You do that, Norm. I answer the help desk and drop me a note if anything. Perfect. Sweet. I love this community. This. I'm going to go here. We're going to go here. Oh, pish posh. I'm going to do this. This is what we'll do if you're going to be a stickler. Says it's sent. We'll see. Okay, sweet. Oh, mercy me. Nice issue shed, Tyler. Yeah, I got my Lego collection back there. The 127 is... I gotta figure out the way back there. Same with the ACL 200. The 127 mono is sitting in that basket there. I got my DSLR sitting up top. On the other shelf that's over on this side is I got my Sony A7 III with my ES 120 or 102. FCD 100 on this side, So yeah, I got nice he she shed, Mr. Blobby. Yeah, I know. Thank you, buddy. God, I love you too, Simon. You're so nice. So nice. Yeah, guys. I mean, if you can think of any questions that that you can think of, that you're struggling with, you have questions, please do not hesitate to ask. That's why me and Simon are here, is to help you guys. So I'm going to let this iPad charge. So I'm going to end the stream right now and give it about an hour, and we'll see what the skies look like then. If they look good, I'll bring it back up. If not, we'll bring it back up tomorrow, because I think, nope, it's supposed to be junk the rest of the weekend. God, I love this state. Dang it. It's just so wonderful. Really frustrating. But again, guys, I hope you guys had fun. Again, if you need anything, you can always reach out to us on Astroworkz. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, and YouTube. If you have questions, don't hesitate. We'll be glad to answer and help you in any way, shape, or form, in any way that we can. Again, my name is Tyler with Astroworkz. I appreciate you guys stopping in and hanging out. Y'all have fun. Bye-bye.